Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to ReelQuick episode 171. Today, I'm joined along George and Cam. Seth is not going to be here today for this ReelQuick draft, but we are going to go through 15 picks between the three of us, and we are drafting the worst movie casts, but in parentheses, in known movies, because we kind of mentioned, we've seen some obscure films. Our Discords made us watch some, but just in our life, we've just watched some random ones. I have that classic Close Encounters of Bigfoot or whatever that has like 7 logs on Letterboxd that I've watched. But if we're just picking movies with terrible casts that are not great movies that no one's seen, then maybe one or two of you listening will laugh, but no one else will get anything from it. So we're gonna try and go with like known-ish movies, and the criteria for that's basically like people have probably seen it, or they at least know the movie exists. No one can be like, what the heck is that movie? So that's kind of the ground rules, and it's casts instead of castings. I think at least 2 for sure bad actors that you like dislike personally have to be in it, but 3 ideally or more, because we're kind of going for casts as opposed to just one castmate. But with all the ground rules laid, thank you, Ferdinando, for the suggestion. Shout out to all of our patrons, and we are going to get into this draft with George getting the first pick. What's the worst movie cast in known movies?
I don't know if it's the worst. I don't know if it's the worst movie cast, but it's the first one that came to my mind, and that's Fan Four Stick. Just
wow,
poor
you hating on Michael B. Jordan and Miles Teller.
Yeah, but they're all giving horrendous. They're all so miscast. It's unbelievable.
Who's the thing in that?
Jamie Bell.
That's
exactly.
Such a weird. Cast.
Jamie Bell. What a
guy.
Yeah, that's a guy that zero people in his life before that movie looked at him and was like, you would be a great The Thing. Wow.
Man, this is gonna be stupid.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I like Miles Teller, Michael B. Jordan. So
no, I like Kate Mara too, but again,
who's Dr. Doom in that movie?
It's Koba. It's Toby Kebbell.
That's the guy that plays Koba?
Yeah, that's who does Koba.
Hell yeah.
Should be a good cast. Bad cast.
Yeah,
he should have just been Koba as the villain. That would have been way sicker.
Yeah, really should have. I'm really struggling with this one. I like most actors. There are very few actors I don't like. I don't know on this one, but I'm gonna throw out Draft Day just because I don't love Kevin Costner and I don't love Jennifer Gardner. I don't think either of them are very good in most anything. But shout out Chadwick Boseman. He's innocent in all of this. And then everyone else in this movie. I don't really love who is it that plays who plays the one football player. I don't even remember his name. That's like kind of an asshole.
I don't know, but he dates Emma Stone and La La Land. Like that's her first like boyfriend that she ends up leaving. Yeah. I just remember the first time I saw La La Land, I'm like, that's Bo Callahan right there.
Bo Callahan, that's his fucking name. Josh Pence, Bo Callahan. He's also in The Social Network and The Dark Knight Rises. This guy might be the GOAT. He might be the greatest of all time. But he like is late to an interview or something, and that's why he doesn't get drafted. Don't put Chadwick Boseman on there, you asshole.
No, but for Jennifer Gardner, I think she's had great performances in movies in the past, or at least fine performances in movies in the past. But I think Draft Day is such a Capital One commercial performance from her that it's hard to overlook.
Man, it is. You nailed it with that. It really is.
All right, this one pains me because it's a movie I loved as a kid. But my first pick, I'm going The Benchwarmers. Which you got Rob.
I like that pick. Rob Schneider sucks. It's
Rob Schneider, David Spade, John Hader, and Nick Swardson. Shout out Nick Swardson. He's like the biggest Vikings fan on the planet. But John Hader's had one good movie. George would argue 0 good movies, but I'm a big fan of Napoleon Dynamite. And David Spade and Rob Schneider, just can't say enough bad things about the guys. But
I have to watch The Benchwarmers. I've never seen it.
It's at one point there's a beef stew joke where they fart in someone's face. It's just not great.
My next pick here is gonna be one that I don't hate the movie, but don't love the cast except for like one person, Adam Sandler. But going Grown Ups.
No.
Yeah. See, I could get behind you on Grown Ups too.
Grown Ups 2 is the same cast as Grown Ups, or you mean Grown Ups also?
Grown Ups is a good movie with the bad cast, but
but this has nothing. This draft has nothing to do with quality of the movies.
I know. I'm just saying.
Wait, what don't you like about the cast?
It's Bob Schneider.
Rob Schneider. David Spade.
Don't mention
Kevin James.
Don't mention Kevin.
But they're all so funny together.
Chris Rock. Yep, including Chris Rock, Adam Sandler.
Crazy.
Honestly, Rob Schneider and David Spade are the only ones I have issues with. Kevin James, Chris Rock, Adam Sandler, they're all funny. They're good. Good, funny people.
I like that cast.
The way I wrote my cast, it kind of gets progressively like I don't mind them as much. Like Rob Schneider's the worst at the front. Adam Sandler at the back's fine. But I can't just write a cast list of grown-ups without including Adam Sandler.
This one,
is Maya Rudolph also in it? I think she stinks.
No, yeah, she's awesome. Oh, come on.
Stinks.
Maya Rudolph is great. And
stinks.
There's also
now we're hating.
I'm taking the much better Sandler-verse movie, or much better pick, much worse movie than Grown Ups, The Wrong Missy. It's got David Spade and Rob Schneider, but it also adds Lauren Lapkus, who just sucks in this thing. She was fine in like SNL, but sucks ass in it. Nick Swartzen's back. Fucking I don't even know who else to mention. It's all the same gang, but just really
no Sandler though, right?
No Sandler in this.
This
one,
was
so
like his 2020s version of the Benchwarmers, where probably people in his crew were feuding, and he's like, "I'll throw him in a Netflix movie, getting him a paycheck."
Yep, it's exactly what it is. They just take a vacation and say, "We're gonna make a movie while here." It's awful. It's awful.
George, you get back to backs.
God, this one, this is gonna pain me. This one's gonna pain me, my king. But I think Rebel Moon is horribly miscast. And I got nothing against the actors and actresses, but
that's the whole point of this: is you have something against the actors and actors.
But I don't. But I hate the casting of this movie. When I was rewatching I started watching the director's cut whenever it dropped, and I stopped after 45 minutes because believe it or not, I couldn't take all the slow-mo. And the entire time, all I was thinking was this was just one or two good castings away from being an intriguing movie at least. But yeah, I hate the casting. Exactly. What a bad casting for a science fiction movie.
And the villain from Deadpool, and they both played the same character on Game of Thrones. There's your fun fact trivia from 2 years ago.
That is fun fact.
That is a fun.
What's
fact.
Your next pick, George?
Fuck, I forgot I had 2 back-to-back picks. All right, I'm gonna go with a cast people I don't like. I'm gonna take Five Nights at Freddy's. Nice. I'm just not a big Josh Hutcherson guy. I'm sorry. I think he stinks. Matthew Lillard just kind of dog water in this movie. Really bad for the minimal screen time he has. And then I don't even know the rest of the cast. Elizabeth Lale, I guess. But yeah, it's fuck Josh Hutcherson in New York City. I don't like him.
He's too short to be rude to. I found one person I truly don't like, and so I started going through his filmography. I don't want to pick him 100 times, but I'll pick him once, and that person is James Corden.
Oh yeah.
We are gonna go with the Emoji Movie, because also TJ Miller, not that funny in most things. He's very funny in Silicon Valley. Anna Faris kind of sucks. Jennifer Coolidge sucks. Rob Riggles in this thing, who sucks sometimes.
What do you have against Jennifer Coolidge?
Jennifer Coolidge is not funny.
I think she's
humble.
Damn, I think
I've never seen White Lotus.
Great.
People like White Lotus. I've never seen it.
Okay.
Rob Riggles not that funny in 90% of things he does. And I'm sure there are plenty of other things. Who's Stephen Wright? I don't know. Stephen Wright doesn't look very funny either. Jake T. Austin is in this. Sorry, Wizards guy. Sorry, my Wizards of Waverly Place king. Patrick Stewart.
Reboot coming soon.
Yeah, Patrick Stewart innocent.
Yeah, Rob Riggle. The first thing I think about when I think about Rob Riggle is his Fox Sports morning monologues or skits he does for NFL Sundays.
Yeah,
they're always 1% funny, 99% misses.
Yeah,
and always had to sit through those with my dad growing up, and he's just this is
he's great in Step
funny
Brothers.
Thing ever.
Great in Step Brothers. Gonna eat his dick like Kobayashi. Seen him do it. Great in Step Brothers.
All right,
fuck James Corden though.
Yeah. Next pick here, we're going the Ridiculous Six. starring Rob
You're just
Schneider,
taking the Sandler verse out.
Rob Schneider, David Spade, Taylor Lautner, Terry Crews, Nick Swartzen. This
Taylor
might be
Lautner
the worst one.
does not deserve
This is worse than Grown Ups because Taylor
That's
Lautner
bad.
stinks.
Taylor Lautner does not deserve this. He's a good person. He appears to be a good person at the very
Sure, a lot of people on this board are good people, but gotta hold feet to the fire when necessary. Next movie, going Home Team, starring Rob Schneider,
deserved that.
Taylor Lautner, and Kevin James.
There's a moment where Kevin James is winning the Super Bowl as Sean Payton. It just looks so funny, man.
Yeah, and Sean Payton's also in the movie. Actually, he's in the cast. He's a janitor.
There's also a moment where they puke their way into the end zone. They vomit all over the field and score a touchdown because of it.
These picks so far, it's like such an interesting Venn diagram where like we have a Taylor Lautner overlapping with some, we have Kevin James and some, Rob Schneider and all, David Spade and some. They're all just kind of overlapping in ways. But yeah, Home Team, still one of the weirdest movies I've ever seen, where they decided to make like an emotional story about a man who paid his players to injure the other team and somehow try to spin that into like a heartwarming coming of age story of like, look, he got suspended for a year by the NFL, but it made him reconnect with his son. Isn't that heartwarming? And Kevin James, that's just a wild casting. Cam, you're number 4.
I'm choosing now a movie I haven't seen, but I found another person I dislike strongly in most things she's in, and that's Melissa McCarthy. I don't think it's very funny at all.
Fuck.
I'm taking a movie I have not seen from this year, the Jerry Seinfeld directed Unfrosted, because fuck Jerry Seinfeld, not funny. Melissa McCarthy stinks. Jim Gaffigan, not that funny. Amy Schumer's in this, apparently not very funny. I can't really think of anyone else. I like shout out Kyle Mooney. Kyle Mooney's funny, deserves more respect. And shout out Fred Armisen, deserves more respect. They're in this movie. They're innocent, but Melissa McCarthy, Jim Gaffigan, Jerry Seinfeld, they all suck.
I think there's like a clear number 1 Melissa McCarthy movie to pick if you want to pick one. But George, your final pick
is cast. That's a bad cast.
Yeah, it's probably like notoriously known for being like one of the worst casts that people hate on. But George, you got 2 final picks.
I was just about to pick a Melissa McCarthy movie, but now I'm curious what you're thinking of. I was going to go with the Ghostbusters remake.
No. See, that cast is. I like that cast a lot. I looked at it.
Melissa McCarthy, not funny. I don't think
Kristen Wiig is funny. Kate McKinnon,
she's terrible. Kate
McKinnon is funny, but Kristen Wiig
McKinnon's
is
not funny. Not funny.
Kate
and Chris
McKinnon
Hemsworth
has her
is
moments.
Cecily Strong is funny. That's a good cast. I was looking through it.
Leslie Jones, Melissa McCarthy are just awful though.
Yeah, that's fair. I was going to maybe pick that, but I thought I like Kristen Wiig, I like Kate McKinnon, I like Chris Hemsworth. Nothing against that.
See,
you like Chadwick Boseman too, and when drafted number 1.
That's fair. But only one actor in that movie versus
there's only 2 you didn't like though.
Yeah, well, I was still warming up in the game.
Okay. Yeah. Final pick, George.
I feel locked.
Oh fuck. God, like now I don't hate a lot of people. That's my problem, but I do hate
your Twitter feed says otherwise.
All right.
You're mean.
I am mean, but I don't hate actors.
What movie has the New York subway?
Spider-Man 2.
Spider-Man 2.
All right, I'm gonna take this because it's my least favorite Oscar win ever, and I don't like him as an actor that much. I'm gonna take Bohemian Rhapsody. Because I don't love Rami Malek. It's not that good of a cast.
Yeah,
it's a bunch of
who else we got?
Again, man, it's a bunch of no names. Gwilyn Lee, Ben Hardy, Joseph Mazzello, Mike Myers in the movie. Remember for like 5 minutes?
Hell yeah, I remember that. Hell yeah.
I don't know. I just don't like Rami Malek. Something about him bothers me. But I've never seen Mr. Robot, so maybe I'm not giving him the right chance.
My mom's tried to get me to watch Mr. Robot for like 10 years. Rami Malek exists in the same universe as Jared Leto for me, where it's like I see the talent, I understand it, but it's just not for me. You know?
Never translates.
No.
I am really trying to find. I've seen this movie. Why don't I have it rated? I'm really trying to find a Kevin Hart movie right now. I dislike
I have
Kevin
one on my
Hart.
list.
I dislike Kevin Hart.
Central Intelligence.
That's really bad, but I like the supporting. I don't know. Dwayne Johnson, I'll still give him the benefit of the doubt, but Jason Bateman, innocent. Aaron Paul, innocent.
Fair.
The other people, I don't really know who they are. So I'm gonna claim they're innocent as well. Give me a sec, because I like Kevin Hart in small doses. He's become too big for his own good.
He's all over the place.
He's very funny. He's in like a couple episodes of Modern Family. Very funny in those. I'm gonna go with man, I don't know. I've also seen this movie. Why don't fuck it? We're gonna go with Me Time because I really don't like this movie. Mark Wahlberg is fine in some things, but I'm okay with putting him in this thing. Regina Hall, innocent, but not great. Jimmy O Yang, innocent, but Kevin Hart and Mark Wahlberg, they're the icing on the cake with not loving them.
Yeah, I was the one I had my list, but I'm not gonna pick. But I had The Man from Toronto.
I was going
Woody
to.
Harrelson's innocent, but I really don't like Kaylee Cuoco. I think she's like the least deserving multi-hundred millionaire out there.
I'm a big Bang Theory guy. I'll admit.
Yeah, that's fair.
I'll admit.
My final one is sticking with the same Rob Schneider stick, but I think this is the worst one of the group for casts because we got Hubie Halloween.
Yeah,
which has Rob Schneider, Kevin James, Maya Rudolph, which I don't like, Shaquille O'Neal, and Noah Schnapp, and that's just every different kind of flavor. They just
went on. Did you guys see that tweet that was like Shaquille O'Neal would fund or he would promote genocide if the bag was right or something?
Yeah, Shaquille O'Neal had such a I mean, he still is in so many commercials, but he had like a generational run in like 2014 or something. Where the general commercials, it was the general icy hot. It was just back to back, nothing but Shaq. And now that NBA on TNT or whatever, it seems like it's not going to be a thing. If Amazon bought it or whatever, it's like maybe he's going to be like, man, I got to start making more advertisements to keep funding my DJ side hustle. But there's our picks. I also had Divergent on there, which again, I really like Miles Teller, so I left him off. And Shailene Woodley was my first crush ever, so shout out her, but not great. Theo James doesn't really do it for me other than being like an attractive jacked man. Ansel Elgort again doesn't do it for me. Zoe Kravitz before she kind of really got into her element. Ashley Judd. And I also had a Green Lantern just because I don't like Taika Waititi a lot, and Ryan Reynolds. And Peter Sarsgaard's the worst of the Skarsgårds, even though I know he's not related at all. But all the Skarsgårds are better than Sarsgaard. So
that's fair.
Yeah, that's our draft. George selected Fan Four Stick with the first pick with Miles Teller, Michael B. Jordan, Jamie Bell. Rebel Moon Part 1, Part 2, Part 1, Snyder Cut, Part 2, Snyder Cut. Everyone involved. Five Nights at Freddy's, Josh Hutcherson, Matthew Lillard, Elizabeth Lale. Ghostbusters 2016, Melissa McCarthy, Kristen Wiig, Kate McKinnon, Leslie Jones, Chris Hemsworth, and then Bohemian Rhapsody, Rami Malek, Mike Myers, and a bunch of people I'd never heard of before. Cam selected Draft Day with Kevin Costner and Jennifer Garner. The Wrong Missy, Rob Schneider, David Spade, Lauren Lapkus, Nick Swardson. The Emoji Movie, James Corden, TJ Miller, Anna Faris, Jennifer Coolidge, Rob Riggle. And Unfrosted, Melissa McCarthy, Jim Gaffigan, Amy Schumer. And Me
Jerry
Time.
Seinfeld.
And Jerry Seinfeld. And Me Time, Mark Wahlberg, Kevin Hart, Regina Hall. Yeah, Jerry Seinfeld, just chronically the least funny man who's the least on this planet.
One good show. Fuck you.
And the worst part of every show is the opening intro monologues of just him. It's like terrible. And then I selected the Benchwarmers with Rob Schneider, David Spade. Grown Ups with Rob Schneider, David Spade. The Ridiculous Sis, Rob Schneider, David Spade. Home Team, Rob Schneider, Taylor Lautner. And then Hubie Halloween, Rob Schneider, Noah Schnapp. Let us know who won in the comments down below, on the poll on Twitter and poll on Discord, all that good stuff. We're not quite in the home stretch of 2024, but we're getting to the point where teams are going to have to start looking at where they're falling on the playoff line, and they're going to need some points to get in our standings in the top four. So some critical drafts ahead of us, but let us know who won. We will see our patrons tomorrow for a review of Witness for the Prosecution by Billy Wilder. And for everyone else, we will see you on Monday. But if you are everyone else, you should really look into becoming a patron because it's electric in there. Thank you to all our patrons and our executive producers. But Monday will be our 2-year special of Real Talk, episode 104. Excited for that. With that, peace.